முறையார் காட்டும் மா பிரம்மவத்துவாலன் சிவநிலை தவசர்ச்சீட செரி குருவரன் சிற்கையன் உவகையோருருவன் தன்னுள் உவப்பவன் கழிமூகத்தன் அவனையான் தென்பான் மூர்த்தி அப்பனை ஏத்துவோமே அவனையான் தென்பான் மூர்த்தி அப்பனை ஏத்துவோமே. We shall chant the Mangala Shloka of Anma Bodham. ஆன்மாவின் போதமருள் ஆசானாம் சங்கரனோ ஆன்மாவுக்கண்ணியன் ஆவனோ ஆன்மாவாய் என்னகத்தே இருந்தின்று தமிழ் சொல்வானும் அன்னவ நன்றி மற்றார். So we will chant from 22nd verse. 22nd na? மனமாமுபாதி மருவு கர்த்தத்வம் இனமாயவற்றை அறிவின்மை எனுமயலா ஆன்மாவிற்கற்பிப்பர் அப்பலைவை நீர் தோன்றும் வான்மதியிற்கற்பிக்குமாறு விருப்பாசை துன்பின்பு மேலும் இவை போல்வ இருப்பவாம் புத்தி இருப்பால் இருப்பில்லா தூக்கத்திலின்றதனார் சொந்தமவை புந்திக்கே ரதனால் சொந்தமவை புந்திக்கே ஓர்குக ஆன்மாவிற்காமோ அருக்கந்தனக்கொழி அப்புக்கு தட்பம் எரிகுஷ்ணமும் இயல்பாய் இருக்கயன சத்து சித்தானந்தம் சாநிதம் சுத்தமியல்பு ஒத்ததான்மாவுக்கென்றோ சத்து சித்தென்ன தகுமான அம்சமும் புத்தி விருத்தி புகழொன்றும் ஒத்த இரண்டோடு மூடத்தால் யான் அறிகின்றேன் என்று ஒருத்தன் தொழிற்படுவனோ என்றும் விகாரம் இலதான்மா புத்தியும் என்றும் அறிவின்றியதே என்றாலும் ஒன்றிய சீவனே எல்லாம் தெரிவான் செய்வான் காண்பான் பாவத்தான் மாமோகிபா. See, these two verses, 25th and 26th, I found it to be a little hard for you all because I could see that you are struggling to understand. I want to just once again recap, once again explain to you and then move on. See, Sattuchit enna thagum Anma amsamum புத்தி விருத்தி புகழ் ஒன்றும் ஒத்த இரண்டோடு மூடத்தால் யான் அறிகினேன் என்று ஒருத்தன் தொழிற்படுவான் ஓர். How anybody says I know when I say I know. I know means what? I know this is a phone. I know these are all students in front of me. Whenever I say I know, how it happens? See, very scientifically, Adi Shankara is trying to analyze and understand how this has happened. I know. Here, he says, the Swarupam is the same and it undergoes no modification. It has the Chit aspect, the knowledge aspect in it. Right? And something called as buddhi vritti, the thoughts in the mind, they don't have knowledge of their own. But there is a modification called as some object, something. You know the modification means some salanam, some vritti. So as I told you yesterday, this self is the truth. It is Satchit, Anandam. It is the truth. It has no salanam of its own. It is a knowledge aspect. It has the knowledge aspect. Chit, amsam. Whereas the buddhi, it doesn't have any knowledge of its own. It borrows always a knowledge of the self only. But it has got salanam. So what happens when they come together? The salanam, the vritti aspect of the buddhi and the knowledge aspect of the self, when they come together, then there is a expression that I know. The jiva says, I know. The jiva is born and he says, I know. What I was trying to drive through yesterday was, these two things are different realities. Like I was trying to explain, the post and the ghost. Post is there, but the ghost is never there. We only imagine. So how can you call both post and ghost to be of the same reality? One is there, another is not. So how can they come together? Cannot come together at all. But somehow it is coming together. That is Maya. Somehow mysterious. That is what I was always telling, unholy welding of the spirit and matter. So, in the next verse it is clearly said, in the 26th verse, Endrum viharam iladam buddhi. Endrum viharam ilad Anma. Sorry. The Anma is not having any modification. Buddhiyum endrum arivindriyade. Buddhi has got no arivu of its own. Imagine buddhi has got no arivu. We all think buddhi means arivu. But buddhi means it has got no knowledge of its own. என்றாலும் ஒன்றிய, when they come together, that Jiva Bhava is born, and that Jiva says, Ellam Terivan, Saivan, Kanban, I know, I do, I see. This Bhavatan, this Bhava if he has, he is a Mamohi Par. He is a Moodan Par. Moodan means what? He is a fool, because this Ahankara itself is because of the ignorance. One identifies with the body mind. Therefore, when I say I know, it means Atma Chaitanyam is there and Buddhi Chalanam is there, Viharam is there. Both of them have come together, and then I say, I know that this is a chair. I know that this is a fan. Like that, I know means there is an object in it. You understand? That is what he is trying to explain with great difficulty. He is trying to drive that point. What we have to understand is this is Moodattanam, because it cannot come together, but has come together. That is because of this in between, the ego sense. He neither belongs to the matter nor the spirit. In between. Somehow he is coming up and proclaiming or saying that I know, I do, I see. You know? So he himself is false. And whatever he sees, whatever he does, everything is false. Therefore, Anma alone is the truth. You understand? Now moving on to today's lesson. 27th verse. Tannaitan Sivanena Tambile Pambu Pol. Unniye Acham Muruhinran. Tannaitan Sivanalanyan Paramanma Vendru Terndadanal Avananjanayavan Tannaitan Sivanana Tambile Pambu Pol. Unniye Acham Muruhinran. Tannaitan Sivanalanyan Paramanma Vendru Terndadanal Avananjanayavan. Tannaitan Sivanana. He considers himself as the Jiva. Jiva means what? That fellow who has come in between, who neither belongs to the Sat, Chit, or he never belongs to the Jada. Jada Sambandhamana body mind. He is a Kichadi between these two. So this Jiva, he thinks himself to be Tannaitan Sivanena. He considers himself to be this Jiva, Alpa Jiva. Eppadi Thambile Pambu Bol. Thambu means rope, Kairu. In chaste Tamil, in ordinary Tamil, Thambu word is not there. In chaste Tamil, Thambu means rope, Kairu. In the rope, how someone sees the snake. Like that, this fellow sees in himself, the true self, he sees himself as a Jiva. Unniye Achamurihinran. If he considers himself to be the Jiva, then comes the world of names and forms in front of him, other than him. And then there is fear. Fear means what? This fellow will compete with me. This fellow will swallow me. Like that, there is fear always. Or he gets attached to someone or something. Whether I may lose this. These are all the fears. Like I told you, one day about the story of the dog entering into the glass house of the king. Yeah, of the king. So that dog sees everybody. Means there are so many dogs there. In each mirror, actually this dog's reflection is there. But this dog thinks it is all different dogs barking at this dog. So he is barking and is fighting. When it barks, everything barks back. So that dog very miserable and died at the end. The story goes like that. But the king, when he enters, he sees himself everywhere and he's so happy about the Pratibimba. This is the difference. When I consider myself as Jiva and the world to be something other than me, then what comes? The Bheda Bhavana comes, and then I have to prove myself, I have to compete with others, I don't want to lose, I struggle, all those things. But if we know our true self, there is no competition, there is no struggle. If somebody is really going up, let them go. They are not other than me. If somebody is there down, let us help them because they are myself. This is how he thinks. So this Jivan, he is always frightened. So Anjuhiran means Achamurihiran. He is so scared of the world. Achamurihiran. Tannaithan Sivan Alan Yan Parama Vendru Tendadanal. If he realizes that he is not the Jiva, the Alpa Jiva, but actually he is the Paramanma. Paramanma means for the true self, where there is nothing other than the self. If he realizes thus, Tendadanal, if he realizes thus, Avan Anjanaya Avanavan, he becomes fearless. See, Anjanai Avanavan. He becomes fearless. Only when there is two, there is always fear. When there is one, there is no fear. Swamiji, whenever I am alone, only there is fear. Why? But still, the fear is for what? Something else other than you. Meaning what? Something other than you. Here, absolutely there is nothing other than himself. See, you see the difference? See, we only think no human beings other than us. But we suspect whether there will be a ghost. For him, there is nothing other than himself. So there is no fear whatsoever. So when he thinks to be the Jiva, then he finds so many Jiva in the world, trying to compete with him, try to overtake him. So he has to prove himself, compete, struggle, and always the feeling of jealousy is there in his heart, all those things. And he suffers. But when he thinks himself to be if he realizes himself to be the Paramatma, then there is no fear because there is nobody other than him. See, what a transformation in his vision. What a transformation. And that story by Kanchi Paramachmari is excellent one. In that mirror, if you see yourself only, you appreciate everything. If you see somebody else like the dog, so many dogs, everywhere dogs. The dog was thinking, oh, this is why he was not allowing me inside. Not only me, he was petting so many dogs. Oh, so it started barking. So all the dogs started barking. When you bark at the world will bark at you. When you love the world will love you. This is as simple as that. If you say that world is not loving me, there is something wrong in you. You are not giving sufficient love to the world. Or all the love is only selfish love. All our love is only selfish love. So therefore, if you realize yourself to be the true Paramatma, then there is no fear. As long as you see the snake, there is fear. Not only fear, sometimes you feel the snake has bitten you. And the poison is going up. All can happen. The mind can create anything. But when you realize that it is not a snake, it is just an innocent rope, then suddenly the fear goes. Sure, Khair. You take and throw it. Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing? In the ashram you should not do, okay? Okay. So, that is what. When you think yourself is Jiva, you suffer. When you think yourself is Paramatma, you enjoy. Meaning what? You are blissful always. That is what is said here. Moving on to the next words. ஒரு பொருளாம் ஆன்மா ஒளிர்க்கும் மதிமுன் கருவிகளை தீபம் கடாதி பொருவ ஒளியில் அவற்றால் ஒருபோதும் ஆன்மா ஒளிர்க்கப்படாதென்றுணர். ஒரு பொருளாம் ஆன்மா ஒளிர்க்கும் மதிமுன் கருவிகளை தீபம் கடாதி பொருவ ஒளியில் அவற்றால் ஒருபோதும் ஆன்மா ஒளிர்க்கப்படாதென்றுணர். ஒரு பொருளாம் ஆன்மா ஒளிர்க்கும் மதிமுன் கருவிகளை. This is how we have to read. ஒரு பொருளாம் ஆன்மா. Anma means the Anma, the self is only one, non-dual, one without the second. ஒளிர்க்கும், that illuminates. மதிமுன் கருவிகளை. மதிமுன் கருவிகளை means the intellect and the mind and the senses. கருவிகள் means the inner equipments. Madimun means what? The intellect and etc. Like that we say na. The intellect, Madi means intellect, Buddhi. Buddhi, the Manaha and the Indriyas. So the one self illuminates means what? With its light, everything is illuminated and everything is known. Like what? Deebam kadadi poruva. Like one lamp illuminates the ghadati. Ghadati means what? The pots. When there are pots, let us say in the room, and the room is pitch dark, then how will the pots be known? How will the pot be illuminated? With a lamp. You take a lamp, then with the light of the lamp, the ghadati, the pots, etc., they are illumined. See, those days only there were pots, pavam. So he was giving an example. Now all the fanciful things in your room is illuminated with a light or lamp. But ஒளியில் அவற்றால் ஒருபோதும் ஆன்மா ஒளிர்க்கப்படாது என்றுணர். ஒளியில் meaning what? The madi, the buddhi, the mind and the senses, they don't have light of its own. ஒளியில், il means illai in artham. It is negated. So these karuvi karana, these equipments, inner equipments, they don't have light of their own. So ஒளியில் அவற்றால் meaning அவற்றால் means the karuvi karanadigalal, with those equipments, those instruments, ஒருபோதும் ஆன்மா ஒளிர்க்கப்படாது. The Anma is never illuminated by the mind, by the buddhi or by the senses. என்று உணர். You please understand. So therefore it is said again and again that it cannot be known through the senses. Why? The senses, they borrow the light from the consciousness to illumine everything else. They themselves don't have any light of their own. So with that borrowed light, when they themselves are functioning, so how can they illuminate the original, the self, which is Jnanamayam, Chinmayam? How can they? So it can never. Therefore, through the senses, through the mind, through the intellection, this Atma is never known. You get the point? Very clear. So even in the hall, only with the light you see things. Similarly, how the inner world is illumined. Have you ever thought about it? See, this is a very, very fantastic idea. Whenever thought rises in the mind, how do we know? Think about it. Whenever a feeling arises, a sort of a passion, lust and passion, or feeling of jealousy, whatever arises in the mind, we know it instantaneously. How? Because we are the nature of knowledge. So Everything is illumined. Illumined means what? Everything is known because of the light of the consciousness. So therefore, this mind and the buddhi, they don't have light of their own. So how can they illuminate the Atma, the self? They can never. Therefore, if we try to see Atma, the self, or feel the Atma, the self, or think about it, you will always fail. So what to be done? We have to drop all the instruments, all the equipments, and then remain there. And it shines of its own light, because of its own light. You need not know it. It will be revealed. It will be revealed in its own light. So Bhagavan also in Upadesa Undiyar, Ulladanarpad, everywhere he hammers this point. It cannot be known, because there are no two selves, one to know and another to be known. It is one self only, so it can never be known as an object like you know other things in the world outside. Always it has to be known. Means what? You have to be that to know it. You know, there is no other knowledge to illuminate this self. உள்ளது அல்லது உள்ள உணர்வு உள்ளதோ உள்ள பொருள் உள்ளலற உள்ளத்தே உள்ளதால் உள்ளம் எனும் உள்ள பொருள் உள்ளலேவன் உள்ளத்தில் உள்ளபடி உள்ளதே உள்ளல் உணர். Oh, this is significant. So therefore, by the senses, by the mind, by the buddhi, this Atma can never be illumined. Natatra suryo bhati chandradharakam Nema vidyato bhanti kudoyam agnihi. If the sun cannot illumine this, moon cannot, how can this poor deepam, which I am showing in front of you as arati, how can it illumine you? See, those days the garbhagrahas were very dark, no lights, only the lamp. So the Ambad or the Swami's face is always not illumined that much. So they show the camphor, so that the face is illumined and we see the face. You are very happy. But nowadays all focus light is, put. So there is no need for any camphor. Always it is seen. When always it is seen, it loses its value. Only when it is seen, rarely, occasionally, we say. When it is always seen, pulch, okay. Like a museum, it becomes, okay. Innikku and alangaranum seri illa, we say. So that is what the beauty is. It should not be illumined always. Once in a way it is illumined, we say. But in our temple, the face is totally blocked with the deepam. Ambal mohame eriyra mari irukku, kolundu vittu. So what? So therefore, because of his light, everything is illumined. Nothing can illumine him. That is the meaning of that shloka. Tameva bhantam anubhati sarvam. Because of his light, everything is illuminated. Tameva bhantam anubhati sarvam. Tatra tasya bhasa sarvam idham vibhati. Because of his light, everything is illumined. And nothing can illumine him. Is Upanishadic statement actually. So therefore, these instruments can never illuminate Atma, the self. Moving on further. விளக்கின் உருவை விளக்கிட வேறு விளக்கை விரும்பாவிதம் போல் விளங்கும் அறிவுருவாமான்மா அறிந்திடத் தன்னை பிரிதறிவு வேண்டப் பெறாது விளக்கின் உருவை விளக்கிட வேறு விளக்கை விரும்பாவிதம் போல் விளங்கும் அறிவுரு ஆன்மா அறிந்திடத் தன்னை பிரிதறிவு வேண்டப் பெறாது. See, the beauty of Bhagavan's language is Everything is, just like that, it is shown in front of you. You need not use your even brain. See, such a simple and straightforward words. Vilakkin uruvai vilakkida. See, you are carrying a lamp in search of something, let us say. How the lamp is known? How the lamp is seen? Are you using another torchlight to see the lamp? Vilakkin uruvai vilakkida veru vilakkai virumba vidambol. There is no requirement of another lamp to see this lamp. Why? The lamp means it is of light, of the nature of light. Sun means what? It is nothing but light. So to see the sun, what else you need? What more light you need? By its own light it is seen. Is that not so? Similarly, vilakkin uruvai vilakkida. See, the vilakku அழகா யூஸ் பண்றது. To see the lamp, the vilakku, or to know that there is a lamp, do you need any other lamp? Veru vilakkai virumba vidambol. No other lamp is required. Similarly, vilangum arivuruvam Anma arindida. This Anma is arivuru. It is of the nature of knowledge. So to know that, arindida, tannai piridu arivu vendapperadu. There is no other knowledge is required. Because it is of the nature of knowledge. So to know this, no other knowledge is required. Vritti jnanam is not required. No other knowledge is required. Because sun means it is light. Anma means it is knowledge. So how to know the Atma, the self? Hare, it is knowledge itself. It is knowledge itself. So you don't need any other knowledge to know it. Sun is light itself. So you don't need any other light to know the sun. Similarly, to know the Atma, the self, no other knowledge is required. It is self-illumined. Jyotishamapi tajjodihi tamasa paramuchyate. It is beyond darkness. Atma Jyoti. It is self-illumined. So therefore there is no question. If I drop all this karvi karanadi, how will I know it? So you say, with the senses you cannot know, mind you cannot know, buddhi you cannot know. When I drop all those things, then how will I know it? You need not know it because it is of the nature of knowledge itself. So you are that, you be that. And you do not know it. It is knowledge itself. Irukkiren unarvu irukke. I am, I exist, I am. Abdin unarvu irukke. By itself is self-sufficient, self-evident. Because our nature is that. Irukkiren unarva irukku. So irukkiren unarvadhukku eduvume thevilla. Irukkiren. I am. To know that, what else you need? Just I am. So you know what? It is the most simplest thing, actually. With capital S. But because of our mind, my God, is solati adichu. அது புரியலேன்னு சொல்லி ஆச்சாரியர்கிட்ட போனால் அவர் வேதாந்தம்லாம் பேசி இன்னும் குழப்பி அடிச்சு அவ்வளோதான் நொந்து நூலாக போய் ஐ நோ பட் இட் கான்ட் பி எக்ஸ்பிளைன்ட். ஸோ it is the most simple thing. The mind creates all the trouble. So you go to Acharya and further he creates more trouble by explaining Shastras. And then you become so tired and exhausted and you think, my God, it is not for me. But it is the simplest thing. I am that. And apart from me, whatever is only the imagination of my mind. Nothing else. எல்லாமே இமேஜினேஷன் தான். நான் இருக்கேங்கிறது மட்டும்தான் சத்தியம். I am is satyam, is truth. Apart from that, whatever you say is all the thoughts through the mind, thoughts is all just projection. Why it's thought, projection and imagination, you know? There is no equivalent object in the world actually. If I say phone, actually there is no phone. Then what you call? இது சும்மா ஒரு ஃபோன் மாதிரி தோணுது, ஆனால் ஃபோன் இல்லை. ஃபோன் இல்லாட்டி பேச முடியுமா உங்களால்? நான் ஃபோனை பறித்து வச்சுக்கிறேன். You should not argue this way. From the highest standpoint, they say without the thoughts you cannot see the world. Therefore, nobody has seen the world without thoughts. Therefore, how can you say there is a world without thought? It's only an inference. Just you can imagine that way. Why do we say dream is unreal, false? Because there are only appearance of objects, but there are no objects actually. We are just sleeping in our bed. Suddenly we see fanciful things. Where were they? Nowhere. That's why we called us like a dream is all unreal, false. Now also they say it is all not there. Unbelievable. Just appearing to be there but not there. Water is appearing to be there but not there. That is called as mirage. So even I am not there. Forget about others whether they are not, they there or not. See, I live with myself 24/7, a solid fellow, eating everything, thinking, feeling, interacting. I myself am not. See, if you think about this, you will not worry whether this world or the world is not or there. What I am trying to say is, I am myself not there. Ade Rama, if I myself not there, what to talk about others? Because I am pratyaksha to me. Is that not so? I am very real to me, very solid. I know myself 24/7. I am with me. This self itself is not there. If that is revealed to you, what to talk about others? எனக்கு ரொம்ப ஷோராக இந்த விஷயமே இல்லாமல் போச்சுன்னா அதுல இந்த என்ன இல்லாட்டி என்ன எனக்கு. That is how it is. My God, this is something else. So therefore, to know this, you don't need any other knowledge. It reveals by itself. Very beautiful. Shankara is a scientist. When it comes to Bhagavan, it is further precise, clear, no ambiguity. பளிச்சுன்னு இருக்கு இந்த செய்யுள் பளிச்சுன்னு இருக்கு. See, உள்ளதள துள்ள உணர் உள்ளவோ அதெல்லாம் கூட நமக்கு புரியல. But this verse is very clear. And with the example also, that lamp and the Gadati, the example also, it is very clear. வரேன் ஏன் தெரியுமா? நேத்தி அந்த டியூனுக்கு போயிடுச்சு. ப்ராப்ளம், எவ்ரிதிங் இஸ் அ ப்ராப்ளம் ஹியர். ஆன்மாவின் போதமருள் ஆசானாம் சங்கரனோ நேதி நேதி வாக்கினா நீக்கி உபாதியலாம். சாண்ட் மீதியாம் சீவான்மா மீதிலா ஆதியாம் அப்பரமான்மாக்களின் ஐக்கியமா வாக்கியங்கள் செப்புவதோர்ந்து தழி நேதி நேதி வாக்கினால் நீக்கி உபாதியலாம். அம்மாக்கும் தனி டியூன். மீதியாம் சீவான்மா மீதிலா ஆதியாம் அப்பரமான்மாக்களின் ஐக்கியமா வாக்கியங்கள் செப்புவதோர்ந்து தெளி. நேத்தி நேத்தி வாக்கினால் நீக்கி உபாதியலாம். with the naiti, not this, not this. Naiti means not this, not this. Vakinal niki upadiyallam. If you go beyond all the upadis, if you remove all the upadis, what are the upadis? the body, the mind, they are the upadhis. They are limiting the self or they are covering the self. So they are called as upadhis. So removing the upadhis, Midiyam Sivanma, Midila Adiyam Paramanmakkalin Aikiyama Vakyangal. Whatever remains is actually the Anma, na? Sivanma means that Jivanma without any of these upadhis. That is how it should be understood. What is that? It is a pure self. So that is Adiyam Paramanmakkalin Aikiyama Vakyangal. And that is one with that Paramatma. What is Paramatma? That which is functioning through the whole universe. That is called as Brahman or Paramatma. So the scriptures say that Paramatma, which is the substratum of the whole universe, that is this Jivatma in its essence when the Upadhi is removed. So that is what Tattvamasi Mahavakya Upadesha. Vakyangal, Shruti Vakyangal, Mahavakyangal, Seppuvadu Orndu Thari. They talk about this only, the Aikya Bhava, the oneness of that Paramatma and the Jivatma. They talk about the oneness, Orndu Thari. You think about it, contemplate on it, and then you understand the Sukshma, the subtle import of those Mahavakyas. So as long as we are with the body, mind, intellect and all, we will not understand. Only through rejecting all these upadhis, na iti, we arrive at a point where we are ourselves. From there it is revealed that which is the substratum of the universe is the self of this body, mind, self of this jiva. It is one only. How it is revealed? Because the body identification goes, and therefore we feel everything, all our thoughts arising in the mind, and the mind arises in the self. So self is the adharam of everything. That is revealed to you without any doubt. So that is the import of Mahavakya Upadesha. What are you doing with the phone? Always checking, not listening. You have to listen. You should not miss it. You are a very good student. You should not miss it. So, when you realize that which is substratum of the universe, Paramatma, is Atma. The Jivatma means the essence of the Jivatma. The Jivatma without upadhis. It is here in the heart. So this is what the Mahavakya Upadesha, it teaches you. So that you please contemplate and meditate upon, and then you realize in your own heart. That is what is said here. So without rejecting the upadhi, you can never understand the oneness. See, Ishvara has got the upadhi of Maya. That you cannot reject. How can you reject the Ishvara's upadhi? You can only reject your upadhi. When you reject your upadhi, it is revealed that the very idea of the world, the very idea of the Ishvara is all minds. The self alone is the truth. So that which we have been thinking as a substratum of the universe is nothing but this self only. See what a revelation. There is no Maya in the first place. It will not disappear. Ghost disappears. The ghost disappears. Ghost was never there. Ghost was never there to disappear. Only if it has appeared from the post, it could disappear. The ghost was never there. How can it disappear? Yeah, you can say it has disappeared with your knowledge, but actually it was never born, the ghost. So even if you say disappear also, is not exactly correct. You understand that there was never ever a ghost. So therefore, see, this is all fantastic. As long as you consider it as the body only, you see the world outside. Pash Vishwam Darpana Drishyamana Nagari Tulyam Nijantargatam Pashyanatmani Mayaya Bahrivot. It is within, but you see outside because of Maya. It is all within means what? It is all supported by the consciousness only. It is not outside. Because of the body identification, we say it's outside. Otherwise, it is all resting in the consciousness only. All the knowledge is rising and falling in the consciousness, the ocean of consciousness only. So therefore, you realize that this Atma is a substratum of not only this body mind, but also the Jagat, the universe. And whatever you may call as Ishvara or anything should be this only. There is nothing other than this. Whenever you say there is something other than this, it is only a thought. Thought means just an imagination. All the thoughts are nothing but imagination only. Why? That is only self, that is nothing else. And how these fantastical imaginations are there, nobody knows. Nobody knows. எல்லாமே ஒரு mystery தான். J. Krishnamurti says finally, this creation is a mystery. It's a mystery only. Nobody can resolve this. Because when you resolve yourself, there is no creation. But when you identify, that is creation. So what is creation? Your identification, the body is creation. So this is the highest philosophy, you know. This is called as Drishti Srishti Vadam. You see, therefore there is world. It is not that therefore that is not that there is a world, you see. It is not that. That is what we believe in now. But it is said, you see, therefore there is a world. And what do you see? Whatever is your impression, you see. How the impression was formed, nobody knows. How the avidya happened, nobody knows. But when you know this, you realize that there was no avidya. எல்லாம் என்ன சுவாமி இப்படி இருக்கு, அப்படிதான் அது. When you know the self, you find there is no avidya. But when you don't know the self, you feel as if there is avidya, which is really troubling, which is creating everything. That is why Maya is anirvachaniya. You cannot speak about it. So the Mahavakya Upadesha, they say, you are not only the Adharam for this body mind, substratum, you are the Adharam for the whole universe, because the whole universe is nothing but the minds. And the mind is just appearing and disappearing in the ocean of consciousness. And what is consciousness? You are that. And when you are that, even the mind is not rising or falling. See, the first step is what? The flag is fluttering. And the second step is what? Your mind is fluttering. The third step is what? Your tongue is fluttering, means what? Nothing has happened. Nothing has happened. Even the mind is not fluttering. Your tongue is fluttering. Meaning what? Nothing is happening actually. The second fellow says it's your mind's projection. Third fellow says there is no mind. What are you talking? There is no mind. Your tongue is only fluttering means what? There is no mind even. What a wonderful analogy, you know. The novice, he was saying, oh, the flag is fluttering. Pavam, he is a young fellow. Innocenta, he says, flag is fluttering. Udane, this senior student, he started, no, flag is not fluttering. There is nothing called as the world. Your mind's projection, your mind is fluttering. This fellow thought he is super intelligent. And then the master just passed that way. He said, Arey beta, not the mind is fluttering, your tongue is fluttering. Nothing is happening. Chumma you are talking. Even the mind is not. From the absolute standpoint, even the mind is not. So the mind which is not, it is creating everything and showing it as if it is real. And then we get attached, and then we suffer, and then we go to God, asking Him to remove all the suffering, and then we talk the deal. I will give you this much, you remove my suffering. Where is the reality? Where are we? So when you stop the mind in its source, when it is about to rise, you ask, who am I? Because mind is nothing but ahankara only, na? So who am I if you ask? From where are you arising? Where are you? If you search, the mind itself is not there. Anga ada adikanu molele killanu ada. You have to remove the ignorance there. After allowing the mind to come out and project everything and then getting attached, then what can you do? You cannot do anything. And one by one, if you give attachment, what will happen? Nothing will happen. Because the mind may go on creating more and more and more. So no point in handling it there. You have to handle it where? Here. So everything should be handled here. Ange mudichodum kadaya. You have to finish that there only. That is what Bhagavan is saying. After it has arisen and if it is projecting, then you cry, oh, why I am having these thoughts, why I am suffering, blah, 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 blah. First of all, are you there to suffer? I am there. Have you ever thought about it? Have you ever given attention to it? You give attention to yourself and find out whether you are there or not. When I am myself not there, then there is no suffering. That is the way to finish off all the suffering. The sufferer is a myth. So all is suffering is a myth. Swami நல்லா சாப்பிட்டு தூங்கி கொழுத்து இருக்கும்போது எல்லாம் பேசலாம். When you have some disease, when you are suffering with pain, can you say the same thing? See, yes, it is very hard, very difficult. But because of that, the truth will not change. See, because you are suffering, because you are unable to concentrate on anything, the truth will not change. Truth is always the truth. You understand? Yes, for the mind to concentrate or to drive within all difficult. I agree. There is so much of pain for ordinary people. It is very hard. I also agree because we also go through everything now. But because of that, the truth will not change. So because of that, Bhagavan's Upadesha will not become false. Please understand. So நல்லா இருக்கும்போது தான் நான் டயத்தை வேஸ்ட் பண்ணிட்டோம். We have wasted all our time when we were very healthy, young, dynamic, and when we are old and diseased, waiting for death. Then you blame God, nothing will happen. God is compassionate. He will give you another opportunity. Beta, don't worry. I will give you another opportunity. I will give you new body, new father, new mother, new school, new teacher. And a new method of teaching. Somebody was telling, one girl came here, I forgot her name. She told me what she is doing. I asked one of our youngster only. I am teaching maths through songs. Wait, what are you doing? Through singing I teach everything for the children. So that is the way it seems. You teach everything through singing and dancing and drama. So who knows when we come back, how all we are going to learn, we don't know.
You also think that you are going to come back?
No, I am telling you, if at all. So therefore, we have to handle everything inside. And anda mudicha anga uttaranu. We have to remove the knot there. Without removing the knot there, ஏமாந்து போனா அப்புறம் எல்லா இடத்துலையும் ஏமாந்து போயிடும். We miss it completely, totally we miss it. And then we cannot do anything. Once it has projected and once when you are attached there you cannot do anything. Because mind is such. Kanmooditanama it gets attached. So you have to work in the source. Adha I'm telling you always, Bhagavan's philosophy is like holding the bull by its horn. Wherever it is rising, there you hit it. How beautiful, how potent is this philosophy. I am not going to read the 30th again. அவித்யாலானவை ஆக முதற்கானும் இவை குமிழி போல அழிவெய்தும் இவற்றின் அயலாம் அமல அகம் பிரம்மமாமென்று அயராமல் என்றும் அறி அவித்தையாலானவை ஆக முதற்கானும் இவை குமிழி போல அழிவெய்தும் இவற்றின் அயலாமமல அகம் பிரம்மமாமென்று அயராமல் என்றும் அறி. அவித்தையால் ஆனவை. These are all effects of avidya, maya. What are all the effects of maya, avidya? Aham mudal kanum ivai. Aham. See, you have to split it properly. Then only you get the word, right word. Avidyayal aanavai. Aham mudal. Yaham mudal. Yahama. Yaha yajnama. You will wonder. It's not yagam. Agam. Agam means body. The gross physical body is called as agam. Agam mudar kanum ivai. Whatever is seen or known, the mind, the buddhi, everything, ivai kumili pola azhiveidum. Like the bubble, it may perish. Everything, whichever is seen, will perish. The body will perish. The mind is changing always. In the deep sleep, it is not found anywhere. So, from the body onwards, all the other things, whichever is seen means known through the equipments, kumili pola azhiveidum, they all perish. Azhiveidum. Ivatrin ayalam, that is something which is distinctly different. Ayalam means which is different from all these. What is that? Amalam aham brahmamam endru ayaramal endru mari. That is this immaculately pure amalam, aham, the self, which is nothing but the Brahma Swarupam. Ahamam, that is me, that is the true self. Ayaramal endrumari. Ayaramal means what? Without losing heart, without getting exhausted, or without forgetting. Ayaramal without forgetting. Pramadam illama. Forgetfulness is death. Without forgetting, you always remember or think or meditate that I am distinctly different from all these upadhis. I am the pure self, which is nothing but Brahma Swarupam. That Brahma Swarupam is my own self. Like that you contemplate. Always you contemplate. Without giving room for complacency or forgetfulness, you contemplate. Unbroken contemplation is advised here. So very clearly said, whatever is seen through the equipments, everything is perishable. And there is something which is distinctly different, which is not perishable. That is the self. And that is the substratum of the whole universe. That is what it said, it is also, this is the Brahma Tattvam. So that Brahma Tattvam, the substratum of the universe, is the self. Self means my real self, which is inside this body mind. We can say it is inside, but it's not inside. Self alone is. So that you contemplate continuously without any break. Anavaradam, day and night. Then you will know the truth. Okay, this is what is explained here. We will stop it here. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.